Yo, yo, yo. What is up, everybody? How's everyone doing today? Kareem, what's up? Frankie. Too late for EU, bro. Yeah, these stay up on YouTube, guys, right? So if you can't catch it live, they're always going to be up on YouTube. I never take them down or anything like that, so you can always watch them after the fact. The reason I like doing around this time is just because it's going into basically the weekly close for crypto. Starting off the new week, we can talk about what's kind of coming up so everyone's ready to go Monday, Tuesday. Let's effing chill. Yes, sir. Wasik, what's up, bro? Good to see you again. Hey, Michael. Dixie Normus, what's up, bro? That's funny. Semi4 FPV, what's up? All right, guys, is audio okay? I know I was struggling with my audio in my gold stream. I think I've got it figured out. I'm still getting used to the new PC, the new rig. So let me know if audio is all good. And we will get into it. All right, so awesome. What's up, SZ? How you doing, homie? All right, cool. So let's get into it. So obviously, guys, welcome back to another weekly Ethereum and Chill with Trader Main. This video is sponsored by Prime XBT. Shout out to them. If you want to trade Ethereum, gold, equities, anything with me, trade on Prime. Use the link in the description to get a deposit bonus up to 50%. I'll leave that in the description of this video. Obviously, nothing you guys hear from this metal robot bird is considered financial advice. Always do your own research. So with that out of the way, let's kind of get into the charts, and we'll start with Ethereum. We'll take a look at Ethereum BTC, and then lastly, we can kind of do a quick review of Bitcoin, the stock market, and the dollar itself. So let's go. Obviously, since my last video, we've had some changes in terms of the world. There's a new president, it seems, in the U.S., Joe Biden. So what that means for the market, I don't really know yet. I'm not trying to predict that Joe Biden is going to be bullish versus bearish or whatever. All I know is Trump is taking this shit to court. I don't expect this shit to end right away. I bet you it gets dragged out, goes to Supreme Court. Who knows what that means for the market? In my opinion, it means volatility. And it means just be careful, right? Be use stops obviously as normal, but be prepared for some potential irrationality in terms of price movement. The way that I trade, very little is on the fundamentals, right? We trade level to level. That's the focus, and we don't really worry about the rest of that bullshit, right? I don't really care. I worry about level to level trading. That's about it. So, with that being said, let's start with ETH. So the last video that we did, we were right here and we were talking about how we've just broken high. We're coming into a pullback, right? And we had marked a key level from the monthly here, right? And then I basically just said, let's just round this to 390, big figure. Okay, and we said, okay, this is our key level for Ethereum. Basically, the top of this range, I'm just going to delete this for now. The top of this range, we were right here in the last video. I posted along right here, last video, saying, this is bullish here, coming in, basically retesting this order block, right? So this is the order block that propelled price upwards, okay? Caused a break in market structure. So to me, this is a key order block now. You can't just pick a random order block, right? Like this is a key one to me because it broke market structure here. This one, not as much, right? Because this didn't really break any significant highs on this time frame at least. So you want to see an order block that breaks market structure, right? Like this one, that's one that's generally going to get a reaction. Then last video, we talked about, okay, how could you get involved here? We went over a bunch of different setups. As you can see here, we have an SFP that played out as well. So there's a bunch of different little setups in here that we covered in terms of how you could actually get in to that trade. But at the end of the day, we were bullish, right? So I talked about some uncertainty. Bitcoin was heading into, kind of that resistance area. So we wanted to be careful, but our initial target on F longs were 408, or not, sorry, not 408, were this swing high, excuse me. And then ultimately we would aim for this swing high. So my longs on Ethereum, I took some off here and then I closed some off in here. I did not catch the entire move, but I caught the meat of the move and I'm happy with that. What we're looking for now is, are we going to get continuation? Are we going to see some sort of pullback? Is this all a fake out? We're going to drop. So we'll talk about kind of what I see coming for next on Ethereum in terms of what price levels we can be looking at on the upside and what sort of invalidation levels there might be on the downside if we are to break down for some reason. Like, let's just speak hypothetically here and we do one of these. Okay, where do we get out of longs? Where do we look short? Where are you wrong? Because I think it's clear that the market structure here on the daily, right, this is bullish. And we had talked about that in the last video, right? What I want to see is continuation of bullish market structure by holding this low. Then this small time frame trend, right, bullishness lines up with, a larger kind of, time frame trend of bullishness. So, oops, zoom back in here. So much like this order block to me here is key because it took out these highs, right? Pushed up, came back, got respected. I believe that this order block also is important. And if we were to somehow get a retest of this level, I'm not saying we're going to, but if we were, and not every order block gets retested, right? This never got retested. Still a key order block, right? Broke this high. To me, if this would have touched here, that's a long, but it didn't. Same idea here, right? If we come back here, my first instinct is to long this level, okay? With a stop down here. That would be my first instinct if we were to pull back. Now, this is quite a big drop. We are looking on the daily chart here, right? So I'm not saying we're necessarily going to retrace 15% on Ethereum. But if Bitcoin, let's say, has topped temporarily and it's going to pull back to 12K or something like that, then we could see Ethereum pull back as well. My leaning on Bitcoin for now, or Ethereum for now, is obviously bullish. So I'm looking to get long on pullbacks. I'm not looking to short this. You could argue that we're into some resistance here, right? But if I'm just zooming out and oversimplifying this here, we've been trading below this level here, right, for 2.5 years. So now that we're trading above this level, to me, I see no reason to be bearish on Ethereum. And I get that this is a monthly chart. Pay attention to that, right? This is a monthly chart. So this range is massive. A lot can happen on the monthly chart. Price ranges are going to be huge. That being said, to me, essentially flipping this level, right? Closing through, coming back, retesting, and now pushing up. To me, that's bullish. So even if we do get a retrace, I'm not bearish on Ethereum. I don't think you're buying $100 Ethereum again. I don't. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. Anything can fucking happen. But from a high time frame perspective, I do not think that we're going to be trading below this box again. I'd be surprised. It is totally possible, but I'd be very surprised if we're coming back down and retesting this level. That just seems too easy for me. For all these people that missed the bottom to get another chance to kind of buy here. But again, anything's possible. But from a monthly perspective, I think we're looking really fucking good. And then from a weekly perspective, this is a super key area right here, right? To me, this is the last area of buying, right? This is your kind of your bearish order block, whatever the fuck you want to call it, supply. This is the last up move before the massive sell-off here, that essentially this was, the accumulation, the bottom, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the, beginning of the, major bear market. we're right into this level now. So once we flip this area of PA here, this little consolidation, I think it becomes very easy to expect this level to be next, right? And so we've got a huge range here that we can potentially expect, price to start filling in. This is another 20-25% move to the upside once we clear this little consolidation. So we can come down, right? First, we could flip it, but this is kind of my high time frame target on Ethereum. Once we clear this little area here, once we clear this consolidation, I can even pull this back to here, right? Okay, this is the down move that led us up here, right? Consolidated here, broke down, capping price here. We're right into it now. To me, on a weekly perspective, this is the draw. All right, does that make sense for everyone so far in terms of what I think is going to happen high time frame on Ethereum? Again, this is the weekly chart. We could go back to 400 and then move up here, right? So you don't want to be longing 460, just expecting 560, just based on this. We are into kind of somewhat resistance here. We could see a pullback before that continuation, but ultimately, this is where I'm looking to get, and I think obviously eventually even higher. I do think we're going to be going, to 800 soon. Once we clear this area here, that would be your next draw. So any sort of dips, in my opinion here, whether it's a really deep one or it's a shallow one, you're looking to get long, whether you're buying spot, you're dollar cost averaging, or you're looking to get in a leverage trade. You're going to be wanting to enter that on a lower time frame chart, obviously. But these are kind of my high time frame targets on Ethereum for now. Does that make sense, everyone? What up, Cause? What up, Dope? Chonky, what's going on, man? You've been bearish for a long time, my Chonky boy. When are you gonna flip? When are you gonna flip bull? Trader SZ, what do you think we do at the top of the range of SPX? Do I look like Trader SZ? Are you really you asking Trader SZ questions in my stream, bro? I'm pretty sure he's posted a chart on Twitter about the SPX, and if you don't know, AC, Trader SZ has a website you can sign up with, and he shares all of his analysis, his trades, and he does live streams like every day. So check that out. It's tradersz.com. Muslim to man, this is money. Thanks, bro. Looks like Tesla. All right, cool. So high time frame bull. Obviously, we're coming into an interesting area here, right? I do think that this is an area that we might not just blow through right away, but overall, I'm still bullish. You retracted your message before I could read it. I am bullish. Zooming into a little bit of a lower time frame. XO, you're on the wrong account, bro. You got to log back in on SZ before you start talking shit. Okay. So looking at the daily here, there is a potential, right? There is potential here that we do get a pullback from here. Okay. So if we were to pull back from here, okay, where am I looking to probably long this? Right in here. Okay. So if we do pull back in here, there's your 79, right? Your 62 to 79. If we do pull back here, right, this would be a area that I would look for a long. Obviously, Bitcoin would need to pull back as well for this to happen. But, I would be playing something like this, with your stop. I hate that shit. With your stop, down here on some sort of pullback here if we get it. We could come lower. We could rinse all of these lows, right? Anything is possible. I don't really know what's going to happen. The S&P gapped up to start the week. I think it's up like 30 or 40 points already. So I'm not necessarily looking to fade this move. But if we do get a pullback, I'm looking to long here. If we don't get a pullback, right, I'm looking to take a breakout trade above this area here, right? So if we do break out, we're looking for a breakout trade. You guys all know my steez. You've watched my videos for a while now. How do I trade my breakouts? You guys all know, right? We're looking for one of my setups here. So once we break out, what are we looking for? We're looking for the continuation long, right? We're looking for the over-under long, one of my setups with the breaker here. We're looking for one of these setups basically on a breakout to get involved. And that's the exact same thing that we did when we broke 400 the first time. If you guys remember, we talked about, where is it here? I think it's, this one? Was it that one? I don't even remember. Yeah, I think we were talking about one of these like breakout longs here. I think it was over the 400 level. This is weeks ago now, but I've gone over how I trade breakouts before and just the setups that I look for. There's only about 3 that I look for. They all are always the same. It's just a matter of what time frame you're looking for it on and finding the right key levels to look for those reactions, right? So overall, bullish on Ethereum. You know, again, coming into an area of resistance here. Okay, coming into an area of resistance. We could see a slight pullback. If we're lucky enough to get a pullback into here, I'm looking to long, right? But the way that the dollar's looking, the way that the stock market is looking, I'm more inclined to think that we just continue up as opposed to pull back. But you got to be ready for either situation, right? I've always talked about this in my videos. I trade on an if-then basis, always, right? If this happens, then I'm looking to do this. If this happens, then I'm looking to do that. Anyone who says so up or down, blah, 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 fuck those people. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about, right? This is exactly how trading works. If we come to this level, right, and then we drop below, but then reclaim, I'm doing this. If we come to a level, we drop below, and then we break market structure again, I'm doing that, right? If-then basis. The key part is knowing, okay, what is the level of interest, and then how do I get involved when price gets there, okay? And then managing the trade and all that bullshit. No, it's not bullshit. So very quick summary. Bullish on Ethereum, into resistance, pullbacks are for longing. If we continue to push up and we ultimately take out this high, I'm looking to break out long towards 569. All right. Now let's look at Ethereum BTC. So Ethereum BTC, we came into kind of a key area of interest to me, and we saw a nice fucking reaction here, right? So we had some key levels here, which I drew from right here, these highs here, and you know, this order block here. I think they might even be from the weekly. There you go. I've just marked out this high and this high, okay? And then if you zoom in, you can see the reaction we got. So I've always been watching Ethereum BTC. There it is. I drew this chart on the very first F and Chill video. The very first Ethereum and Chill video was in August, okay? Go back and look. I drew this chart in that very first video. I said I want to see a pullback and retest of this area here and then the next leg up, right? Because basically what I'm hoping we're getting here on Ethereum is bullish market structure. So go back and watch the very first Ethereum and Chill video. You will see me drawing this from in August, coming down here and then moving up. So nice reaction so far. But what I want to see obviously is, you know, now us start breaking market structure to the upside. So I'm just going to delete this and I'm just going to mark this candle for now. So we've retested this. We can come lower still. Okay. I would not be surprised if we see more downside on alt BTC pairs with the BTC dominance chart looking like it might still push higher, right? This might still push higher, which means BTC goes up. Alt BTC pairs probably get wrecked a little more, but this is a good area of interest for now to pay attention to. If we dip lower than here, okay, if we dip lower than here, my ideal long is here, okay? I would love to get long around this area here. I don't know if it's going to happen, okay? So that's this monthly order block here. I don't know if this is going to happen, right? But I would love it. I would love to get one more long. And so the way I could see that playing out is something like this, right? This is a nice wick here into support, right? Into that support area from here. So this reaction is nice, but we could very easily come up. This is just like a broken base here. We've broken down, retest, and then trade down. Any sort of down move into this monthly order block here is load your fucking bags on Ethereum. That's what I'm going to do. Whatever you chose to do, I don't care. Do whatever the fuck you want. But in here, I'm mega bull on Ethereum if we get a chance to buy. If I get a chance to buy in here, Ethereum BTC, I'm buying the fuck out of it in here, okay? And how that might play out is something like this, right? Where we get a bounce from support, we make one more leg down, and then we're into this consolidation. This entire consolidation is that monthly order block, okay? I'm buying, okay? We could go up from here. If we just continue up from here, okay, I want to see this level. This is the level that led to the breakdown. I want to see this level get flipped. If this level gets flipped, yeah, we're probably going much higher. My dream is just a little bit lower on these alts. A little bit lower, okay, into this fucking monthly order block. And I'm telling you, if you get a chance to buy Ethereum BTC here, it's going to be, you're going to have a good time. Not a bad time. You're going to have a good time. All right, so that's kind of my quick thoughts on Ethereum BTC. Hopefully this, something like that, this might come lower. This is not, and again, every time I draw arrows on a chart, someone will be like, "Oh, I don't think Bitcoin's going to be doing that in April." I'm not accounting for time. I'm just looking at market structure. Ignore that this is, I'm not saying on January 1st this is where fucking Ethereum BTC is going to be. I'm just saying market structure wise, I would love to see one more dip down into that monthly order block, then start getting bullish, getting uber fucking bullish to the fucking moon, okay? So this is my key area right here. This is kind of my bias area here. Let's see what happens if we push up and test this level. If we reject, I'm big bull here. If we just start trading above, if then basis, I'm starting to get bullish above here, okay? But I'm bullish crypto overall, right? I'm bullish crypto overall, but it doesn't mean you just throw all logic out the fucking window. You still use technical analysis and try and get optimal entries, right? If you're just like, I don't give a fuck about trading, I just want to fucking be long, great. Start buying on dips and fucking check back in, 5 months. Okay. Do you think that these structures play better on BTC and F? Because when I try and play them on other altcoins, they usually get stopped. So yes and no. I mean, again, one thing with Seek, and I think we talked about this in my gold video with you. You had mentioned that you'd gotten wicked out on a trade or two. At the end of the day, one thing we talked about, right, is let's say you're playing into some structure here, right, into a key level, and then you're longing here, whatever, right? And then let's say your stop's too tight, you get stopped, but then it comes back and reclaims your level again. You can get back in, right? You can get back in, right? Sometimes it's not always going to look like my drawing, right? There's always going to be some variability. Like maybe this low, SFP is this low. And then it reclaims the level. So you get stopped, but then when you see this low SFP and it reclaims the level again, you can long it again, right? But I do believe that Forex, equities, Bitcoin, Ethereum, the major cryptos, right? The major altcoins with better liquidity, higher volume, more traded, trade a little cleaner than shitcoins. Yes, I do think that. I have no statistical evidence that I can give you, but that's just my thoughts. You're going to see less wicks and shit. Like if you go look at some random coin, like I don't know, what's a fucking random coin? Let's look at Doge. I feel like Doge is a bad example because Doge always looks like shit. Yeah, this was a bad example. What's a fucking random altcoin I can fucking look at here? Let's just say cryptos. Let's just pick some random coin. What's AVE? So I mean, this looks okay, right? This PA looks fine to me. Let's see if we can find a shitty one. Again, this PA looks fine to me, right? But some of these altcoins are going to be wickier. What the fuck is this coin? Cosmos. Look at that fucking chart. What the fuck's going on there? Yeah, smash the like button. Thanks XO, homie. Okay, let's look at ZEC. Oh god. Why would anyone trade this? Here's a tip. Don't trade coins that look like this. There's so many more opportunities out there. That being said, this might be the start of bullishness here on ZEC. Don't tell TM300 or whatever his fucking name is, right? But if we're holding this consolidation, it might be moon time, baby. It might be moon time, but this is awful. I don't know why anyone would want to trade or hold this coin. How does the... Let's not talk about EOS. Let's not talk about EOS. Or let's talk about it. I don't know, bro. I'm bullish. I'm bullish. I think if we start trading above here, right? This is break even for main. So I bought EOS. I bought EOS here in July. I wrote it up here. I'm like, this is the higher low, right? And we're going here. That was kind of my thesis, and then I just now I'm here. So, and look, go look on my charts, man. I start tweeting about EOS here, and I start tweeting about EOS just way harder Copeville for the remainder of summer in September and October. Yeah, I think this looks okay. My break even is about $3, but I'm not selling. I do think this is gonna go bullish eventually, but maybe it's not ready yet. I'm hoping it holds this area here. What time frame do you like to use for these 1 week and 1D swings? So generally, Nick, I'll enter on the H4 or the H1 when I'm swing trading. Anything lower than that for me is usually like some sort of day trade. But that being said, right, price is fractal. So, you know, if I have a 1 hour setup here, like if I have a setup here on the daily, right? Like let's say this is your setup, right? You're entering here, your stop is here. Well, I can zoom in, right? Because here I can see, okay, well, we've got an SFP here as well. I can zoom into the H4 and I can say, okay, well, maybe I want to get a little tighter, right? Maybe I want to enter on this. Okay, now I'm dialing it in even more and I'm getting in, there's an SFP. This is an H4 block within the daily. Maybe I want to get in even tighter, right? You can zoom in and you can say, okay, well, there's an hourly block. There's an hourly block right here, right? Does it touch it? I mean, I don't know if you're entering on that fucking wick, right? But you could say, okay, well, I'm actually going to enter here. Yeah, we wicked below, but we never closed below, right? We wicked into the block, never closed within it. Close the SFP, maybe you're entering there. Now you've got a way tighter stop than that daily stop, right? So all zooming in allows you to do is get, or maybe you're saying, okay, we're bullish here. Okay, we held. Okay, and now I'm getting in on a pullback here, right? Now I'm getting in on a pullback because of the reaction that we had on the daily. And there's your pullback, and then maybe you're long there, and your stop is here. Way tighter risk reward, right? So you can always dial it in and get a tighter risk reward by zooming in and a tighter invalidation. It's really up to you and how you want to trade, but generally I'm H4, H1. How does GAN look? I don't fucking know. I don't use GAN, bro. BTC USD, sure. We'll cover Bitcoin USD real quick. We just had the weekly close here, so let's see what that looks like. See, I hate this. Okay, I'll take 1 sec here. Seller. Okay, we'll look at seller real quick, and then we'll talk about Bitcoin. Yeah, see, like, this is garbage. I would never trade this. I don't even remember these lines. Lower high, that's for sure. I don't know. I would never trade this. Okay, so here's the S&P. Do you want to fade that? I don't want to fade that necessarily. I don't think I want to fade that. So if I'm not fading this, guess what I'm not fading? I'm probably not going to fade Bitcoin either. So yeah, seller is a shitcoin. You're right. Thank you. So let's look at Bitcoin here. So I've talked about this area kind of as being the last line of defense, for the bears. The bears. Where is it? Where is it? Right here. Okay. And we've come up into it, right? We got a little rejection, pushing through. I mean, this looks like so Chad. I do think we get a shakeout eventually, right? Like, this is not just going to continue. Look at this, is the weekly chart, okay? This is the weekly chart. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green weekly candles in a row, okay? How often do we get more than 5 weekly green candles? Well, here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. Here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. On the way to all-time high, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here we got 1, 2. Is this green? The open is there. The close is below. No, that's a red candle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then a pullback. So we're getting into kind of extension territory. We can definitely go higher, right? So we could have another big green weekly candle here before pulling back. Bitcoin generally likes to pump further than you expect and then pull back further than you expect. But pullbacks all the way to all-time high always happen, right? We have major pullbacks the entire way. This doesn't look like much because it's like, oh, we went to 20K. But from here to here, right, is a 40% pullback, okay? So anything can fucking happen. A 40% pullback from here, right, would take us way the fuck down here. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but you got to be prepared for anything, okay? So if we pull back, this is where I'm looking, right? I'm looking somewhere in this kind of area here. Again, order block, right? This is the one that caused us to break all these highs. So if we pull back here, you long this like a motherfucker. But I'm not looking necessarily to fade this move right now. On Twitter, I posted this, right? I said, if we get this, just gonna delete this. I said, if we get this, and again, this is important because if this continues to pump, guess what? This is gonna continue to pump. Said, if we get this, I drew an arrow, right? I drew an arrow. Said, if we get a pullback into here, okay, I would look to short this down into here. So something like this. That is what a potential short I was looking at. Initially, when the day started, I was down, right? I liked it because I saw this 4-hour candle close like that into my level. I'm like, okay, this looks bearish. But the fact that we've basically just marched right up now, and if you look at the daily, it's not quite an engulfing candle, but it's pretty fucking close. And the fact that stocks are now up 50 fucking points, gapping up fucking 15 to start, and now we're up like 50 fucking points already. I don't really want to fade this. So I'm not going to short this move because of how strong the reaction has been. What I would have rather have seen is some sort of kind of bear flag. Like a good example of what I'm talking about here is this. This here. So when we came up, or no, not this one here. This here, I think. I shorted this move on Twitter, right? This up move, right, before continuation. What we saw is we kind of saw like a breakdown, right? And then we came up, tested it, weakness, and then rejected, right? And then this is obviously kind of like a bear flag here. Come on. Kind of like a bear flag, and then continued downside, right? So I want to see price action be bearish, right? Lower low, lower high, continuation, then it fucking obviously died. What I'm not seeing here is a ton of weakness. To me, this huge wick, okay, and then basically, outside of this candle here, all green 4-hour candles right into the level. That's not what I want to see to just blindly short this. So now what I would wait to do, right, is I would wait to see some sort of breakdown. So we're back up into this area. It's not necessarily for sure gonna, fail. We could turn around from here, but based on how strong this buyback was, literally like the next day, I would now wait for something like this to happen before I get short, right? So I would wait for a breakdown to show me that there's some bearish, pressure here. Break in market structure, right? Break below this consolidation, break this base. I would look to short this down into here with my stop above here, as opposed to just blind shorting this level here and just saying, okay, I hope it breaks down. I'm looking at ES. I'm looking at dollar. Dollar looks like absolute dog shit. ES looks like an absolute Chad. Bitcoin bought up completely, almost immediately after the dump. So this to me is too steep for a bear flag, right? Like a bear flag, I kind of want it to look a little bit more like that, not a complete V. So not shorting this for now. If we were to break down below here, okay, then I would look to short like that. But for now, I'm not doing anything. I'm happy to just sit in spot long on Bitcoin. Okay. Hey Maine, can you talk about your strategy for taking profits? Have a tendency to take profit too early, then watch it moon, especially this past months or so when it's trending. So great question. In terms of taking profit, there's a few ways you can do it, right? So again, you have to determine what you're doing with your trades. If you're entering a trade where it's like my entry is here, my stop is here, and my target is here, when it achieves your target, you got to be happy. Now, the problem that comes with crypto, right, is you have Bitcoin where it's like, well, I own Bitcoin. Maybe I'm getting paid out in Bitcoin on my win. So the advantage of longing Bitcoin is even if you exit your trade early, if you've made more Bitcoin and you own Bitcoin, you're still getting some of that upside, right? But you've got to be kind of robotic, right? Like if I'm aiming for a 3-to-1 here and I get it, I'm happy, right? I 3 times my risk. And then if it goes to a 6-to-1, you can't think like that. You can't have that like, well, if I would have just held it longer, if I would have done this, because like, fuck, if I would have just sold Bitcoin at 20K and rebought at 3K and then resold at 14K and rebought at 3K, I'd be fucking not doing these videos right now, would I? I still would. I love you guys. You can't have that mindset like, oh, it keeps going, right? Because that's greed talking. That's greed getting in your mind, being like, because what will happen now is you're going to be like, okay, well, here's my TP. We're there. I'm just going to hold it a little longer, and then all of a sudden it does one of these, right? So that's what you want to avoid. And this happened to me all the time when I started trading, is I would cut trades. I wouldn't cut them in time, and then I end up giving back a bunch of gains. Or let's say this is my stop, and I don't have it set, and then it comes to my stop, right? And then I'm like, I'm just going to hold it a little longer, and then it keeps going. Then I close it. Or even worse, my stop is here, and my entry is here, and we start trading like this, and then I close it, and then it does this, right? So you want to have a trade plan going into the trade, okay? And then follow it to the best of your ability. If you're finding that you're taking money off the table early every time, there's a few ways that you can deal with that. One way you can deal with that is going and looking at trades where you've exited and it's continued to run, and then say, okay, well, where am I setting my take profits? Am I setting my take profits at non-logical places? Like, let's say you got long here, okay? Well, is your take profit right here? When you zoom out and you can say, okay, well, maybe I should have been targeting, maybe we're in a major uptrend. We just broke market structure. Maybe I should be aiming higher, right? Or is your take profit logical, right? Is it at a place that makes sense for you to actually take some off? Another thing that because maybe you're short selling yourself. You're like, oh, I should have been targeting, way up here, not here because of X, Y, and Z, right? Look left for targets. Another thing you can do is leave a runner on. So there's a few different ways you can do this. So if you enter here, stop here, take profit here, right? Boom, you get filled. Okay. Once price maybe, hits your take profit, take 75% off the trade, right? Leave a runner for in case it continues higher, right? Bring your stop to break even now. Okay. All of a sudden you've locked in 75%, you've taken your risk off the table, and you got a runner on. right? That's an option. I'm not a huge fan of just instantly going to break even on stops. I feel like that's the corniest thing. You always see people like, oh, stops to break even. It's like, to me, that's dumb, right? I'm wrong here. I'm not wrong here, right? So it kind of defeats the purpose to instantly move your stop to break even. But then again, I do know people that are very good at that, and they bring their stop to break even. They trail their stop up the entire way. Great. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But in your instance, what I'd suggest is perhaps leaving a runner on, taking that stop to break even, or at least just de-risking a little bit. Another option, right, is to zoom in. So let's say you longed here for whatever reason. I can now go in on the low time frame and say, okay, we just broke market structure here. I'm going to stay long and my stop's here. Oh, we just broke market structure here. I'm going to stay long and now my stop is coming up to here. Oh, we just broke market structure again. I'm now going to stay long and my stop goes here. Just broke market structure again. I'm staying long and my stop goes here. Just broke market structure again. Staying long, stops here. And then eventually you keep riding this, but then eventually it's going to do this. And now you're stopped out for whatever's left, right? Maybe you're taking a piece off every way, or you're just trailing your stop up the entire way. So that's another way you can do it. You can go monitor lower time frame market structure. As long as market structure is still going in the direction of your trade, keep some on. But I would always not be, man, no one went broke taking profit, right? I sold no Bitcoin at 19K. None. I sold a lot of Bitcoin at 10K, 12K, 14K, 16K, and 17K after it topped. I sold none of it at 19K, right? So I took profit along the way, right? All the way up. And then it did the blow off the top to 20. It dropped. And then it had that dead cat to 17. I sold everything else I had basically. And then I was shorting the entire way. So you can use market structure as well as a way to take profit, trail your stops, help you catch trades that go on for longer. I can't remember the date of it, but I did a video explaining this exact thing that I just drew out here in detail. It's somewhere on my YouTube, so you'll have to go digging. I honestly can't remember from when, but I have an entire video where I talk about trailing stops. Maybe I'll try and dig it up for you later if you remind me. DM me on Twitter, Ramiro, and I will try and find that video for you, buddy, because I did an entire video on exactly that. Thanks for clarifying about the order blocks. They're very confused about which one to pick to trade. Yeah, you want to find ones that give you a reaction, right? Is this a good order block? Sure, right? If this order block then propels us above this swing high, that's going to be a long, right? Context is everything. All right. Question: are you considering longing that region? If so, what would be your plan for it? What region are you talking about? Can you remind me? I don't know when you wrote that question, Casey, so I'm unaware. Are you talking about Bitcoin or Ethereum? All right. Let me know there, Casey. Does anyone have any other questions? Anything they'd like to see? I'm looking at ES here real quick for you guys. This to me is not bearish. Okay, we basically came up, broke all-time high, retested all-time high, and look at this fucking monthly candle to start fucking to start the fucking month of November. Look at this fucking 3-week candle or weekly candle. Like, to me, this is not bearish right now. So if this continues to pump and the dollar continues to fall off a cliff, right? This is looking like it's like, remember my metals video. I'm thinking this. I'm thinking that. If we look at my metals with main video here or thing. Oh, look at that. What the fuck is that? Remember this though? I'm hold on. Right? So I said if dollar bounces, we long here. If dollar just dies, which it looks like it's doing, we look for a breakout long above here on gold. Right? So it's pushing, right? So unless the dollar catches a bid overnight here and going into Monday, for me, You know, we're still aiming here, but if the dollar just falls off, if the dollar rolls over, because it's like this right now, if it just does one of these, right, we're looking for one of my long entries to form here. So you can already see it kind of forming, right? Down candle right here. If this next candle or next set of candles does one of these, right, takes out these highs, there's your long setup on gold. But dollar looks super fucking weak. Dollar's looking super fucking weak. You know, we're into support here, so might catch a bid. Might catch a bid here. But again, not looking to blindly short Bitcoin. If the dollar catches a bounce, I'm looking to short Bitcoin like that, right? How do you see bid width bottoming? What the fuck is that? Is that a ticker? Bid width? Badao wrap tether. What are these coins that you guys are in, man? What are you doing with this, bro? Why? How do you see the ticker bid width bottoming? I don't yet. This is the monthly. This is the weekly. This is the 3-day. This is the daily. 12-hour. I see nothing yet. I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. Excuse me. Nothing yet, bro. I mean, this chart is hideous, but if I zoom all the way into the H4, all the way in here, it's got to get above here, bro. It's got to get above there. I don't know if it's going to. Otherwise, it's going to take out this low. Okay? But what you want to see on a chart like this, right? Personally, I want to see like this for me to get involved. Like, show me something bullish. There's nothing bullish about this chart yet at all. So I would not be getting involved in this yet. And if you own this, may God have mercy on your soul. BTC basically around here. Question: are you considering longing this region? No, I'm not longing right now. I want to long lower, or I want to long a breakout. I don't want to long right here. I own Bitcoin, right? So if Bitcoin goes to 18K here and I'm not in a leverage long, I don't care. If you didn't long this, I don't think you long right now. We're basically just retesting, right, this area that caused this breakdown. So this is either going to come lower, and then I'll look to long here, or lower. We could come take out all these lows. Or if we clear this area, right? If we clear this area, I might look to get long. But I'm not looking to long where we are currently. I'm just going to wait and see. I own Bitcoin. I'm well positioned there. So if this goes to 17K, I'm totally fine with that. Link BTC. All right, guys, I'm running out of time here. It's my dad's birthday, so I got to go to dinner in a bit here. I'll quickly look at Link. Don't know what that's from. So yeah, Link is into support here, right? Link BTC needs to hold this. What I like is this. Okay? 3-day chart, 3-day bullish order block, right? That took out this high. We're now retesting it. Came in, swing failure pattern this low. Right? So if I zoom in here, right? This looks pretty good to me. I think if you get an attempt here, if you get something like this, I don't know if you will, right? But if you get one more, if you get a chance to long Link like this, something like, fuck you. Something like this, I would not hate, right? Like something like that. If it comes down, gives you a test there and goes, I don't hate that. But it's in a support on the 3-day, and it ran a low on the 3-day SFP, so I don't hate it. Did I miss the S segment? Yes, you did. It's at the start of the video. Just watch it. This will be on YouTube. Don't stress. Now that Biden is president-elect, will the stimulus be canceled? I don't think so. I think it's in his best interest to pass the stimulus bill. But from the looks of it, the Senate and the House even might be Republican. So I don't really know. I'm not super up to date on U.S. politics, but I think it's in everyone's best interest, especially if you're the brand new president, to make sure people are getting money if you're going to shut shit down again. Lol, Caesar Iron, thanks, bro. Sky the Cookie, what you doing? I'm live streaming for the people. I'm going over Ethereum and chilling. Bid dead, yes, insightful. Thanks, Julio. Maine, what is the play of the dollar tanks with gold and SPX? Long it to the heavens, right? If the dollar continues to tank, right? If the dollar comes down here, right? Gold is going back over 2K and SPX is going way higher. So if the dollar is going to eat a dick, right? This is going to fucking moon. That's the play. Hit the like button for Link. Yeah, hit the like button for Link. Thank you much for all the TA. You're welcome. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off here. I got to go to dinner. I'm already going to be late, I can tell. Hopefully this was informative. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I really like 134 viewers. This is awesome. It makes me super happy. Just having people that are willing to come hang out and chat charts and watch. As usual, this will be up on YouTube. I'll be back again with another live stream during the week. I love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you got any questions, anything like that, DM me, comment on my posts. I'll do my best to respond. Thanks again for Prime for sponsoring this. Make sure to check them out. Link in the description. Deposit bonus. You can trade gold, equities, crypto, all there. It's a great exchange. And yeah, I'll look forward to talking to y'all again soon. Again, if you have any questions, anything like that, shoot me a message. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Really, it's awesome. All right. Thank you so much, guys.